Robert Eggers' Werewolf movie trailer, teaser, whatever you want to call it. And shout out to the person that commented this, that this was going to appear when the next full moon was, which is today, which is a strawberry moon, by the way. So if you're going to check out the moon, let me know. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, notification bell. On the road to 50,000 subscribers. So close. Also follow us on TikTok, Letterboxd, or Instagram, wherever you want, for more updates and maybe things that we don't put up here. But we got the trailer, we got the teaser, and we're going to break down like we always do at Robert Eggers' film. We did it with Nosferatu, and that was a whirlwind. I'm excited now with this new film that is looking to be really his darkest film to yet, like he said. So I already made a video talking about what Robert Eggers had to say during the Esquire sit-down interview that he did last week, and a lot of interesting stuff came up there, and I think that we really are seeing what he was talking about in this teaser. So let's talk about Werewolf. What exactly is the plot, and what does this new trailer tell us? So Werewolf is scheduled to release on December 25th, 2026, with Aaron Taylor Johnson, Lily Rose Depp, Willem Dafoe, Ralph Ineson, amongst others. And the premise reads, in 13th century England, a mysterious creature stalks a foggy countryside as local folklore becomes a terrifying reality for the villagers. So this is written by Robert Eggers, as well as by an Icelandic poet, novelist, lyricist, and screenwriter who's collaborated with Björk, called Sigjorn Birgir Sigurðsson, also known as Sjón. So maybe I mispronounced that, I am sorry. Some key things I caught from this as well is the incredible look and palette that this film has. As you can see, Robert Eggers talked about having this very experimental, like I believe 35mm and different shots that they were using old film to really give it this very grotesque and muddy, gritty look that it has, which I think totally fits with the werewolf aesthetic, because it definitely is a movie that kind of has a fairy tale-esque vibe to it with it. Opening shots as well are great, where we see a young Aaron Taylor Johnson here as a child, seemingly going to become a werewolf here and be cursed by this man and whoever else is around him, and the being taken into a cavern for whatever shenanigans this man's going to put him through. And Eggers talked about how this film is sort of exploring trauma and how trauma sort of evolves over time and ultimately is like a curse. So we'll talk more about that as we get more from this film, because I don't want to really dive deep into it without knowing more. But we do hear in the trailer that this curse that the character of Aaron has is something that will be passed on to his kin. And we see Lily Rose Depp is his wife. She has this very different look to her here, and they have all of these children, and it seems that they are just trying to get by. They are farmers, and it seems that it is not going great for them, and they are moving around. Now, what's going on here is that Willem Dafoe's character that we see here is actually a hunter. That's all Eggers said in an interview last week, and it seems that something is plaguing this town, which is the werewolf, and of course we know Aaron is the werewolf. So this is what's going on. So basically this town that Aaron and his wife are in is being plagued by Aaron's werewolf. I don't know if they already know it, his family, or if Aaron's trying to keep it a secret and trying to keep his family safe. But of course, Willem is going to try and kill this werewolf because the town wants to get rid of it. This is something that happened also during this time with wolves, especially with the fur trade that was going on. Towns would come in and obliterate the wolves around them because they wanted to keep producing these furs and all of that for the fur trade. And so I think wolves became something of a nightmare of sorts, and I love what Eggers is doing here. There's a lot of religious and also pagan sort of vibes going on, and a lot of it that we see is in the beginning of the trailer when we see that this curse is being passed on to Aaron. Maybe as a young child he stumbled upon the forest and found this man. Maybe he comes from a family of fur traders and they were killing wolves, and maybe this is sort of revenge that happened because of that. I'm just spitballing here. Maybe it's not the case at all, but that's just what I kind of interpret it as. Maybe it's nature hitting man back with this curse, and the people in this town also having to deal with the wolf in general is a curse that's being passed down onto them. I also really love the final transformation that we see, even though we don't get the full scope, which I said to you in my last video, I don't want to see it. I want to see it until I see it in theaters, just like I saw Bill Skarsgård's look as the Count until we saw it in theaters. Overall, I think Eggers is right. This looks like his darkest film yet, just from the look of it. I really love how each of Eggers' films sort of have this distinct look to them, from The Witch to The Lighthouse to The Northman, Nosferatu, and now Werewolf, but it still has has a vibe where we know, like, yeah, this is a Robert Eggers film for sure. So I am excited. I cannot wait. Like, the imagery that we see in a lot of this is just so distinct, so nice, and I am so ecstatic for it. It looks like Robert Eggers is really pouring all that he has learned from his previous films into this one, and you can tell that he's been waiting to make a movie at this caliber, and him getting a full budget for it is just incredible. A lot of haunting imagery as well. A lot of these scenes that are just going to be insane on the big screen. Like, this is a movie you have to see on the biggest screen. I feel you can really tell the craftsmanship that goes into it. A lot of it just looks impeccable, and I cannot wait to talk about it more. But stay tuned. I'll talk more about this movie and some theories and all of that in the upcoming weeks as we get more information. We are halfway, 6 months from this movie. It's like at the end of the year. We're like halfway through the year right now. So we got about 6 months to talk about it and just relish in everything that comes from it. So I cannot wait. Let me know your thoughts, your opinions on this trailer. Was it everything you needed? Do you need another trailer, or is this one just right? Does this one satisfy your appetite? But as always, that's going to do it for me. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell. We're on the road to 50,000 subscribers. Follow us wherever you can, whether it's TikTok, Instagram, or Letterboxd. I'll have another video talking more about the trailer. Maybe we'll get some theories about what exactly is going on. I'll probably watch it a little bit more and try to get every little screenshot. But this was more of a reaction and first thoughts on the trailer. So stay tuned for that, and make sure you are subscribed so you don't miss out on the next video. Probably Wednesday I'll have that video where we really dive deep into the story and what exactly is going on here. So as always, I'll see all of you next time. 50,000 subscribers. Let's get to it. Stay safe, stay positive.
Do not dread the darkness.